The headline says Tinubu orders disbursement of 155 billion naira for foodstuff purchase nationwide. Tinubu also approved the delivery of 50,000 naira uplift grants to 100,000 families per state for 3 months. Okay, I want to ask several questions because money is involved. This is what Buhari did for 8 years, right? And nobody understood how the money was shared. In fact, a lot of people will come out to say, we did not benefit from the sharing formula. So that means certain people just sat down and shared the monies among themselves, and that's it. Now, is it the best way to deal with inflation? Because now we're about to ask the question, what is really the reason for the inflation? The last time I went to the market and asked the market woman why their goods are expensive, the woman said the cost of transporting the goods to the market is very expensive. And you can understand that. Now, that is even for her own grade. Now, you can understand that moving goods from the north to the south, from south to east, east to west, requires diesel. How much is diesel? How much is petrol? And how can the government manage this? Now, the cost of transportation is one of the biggest factors causing inflation in this country. Cost of moving goods is very expensive. Nobody's paying attention to that. And the government is not paying attention to the source of the problem. Sharing money will not solve the problem of the country. Buhari did it for 8 years and he did nothing. You want to share money for the next 3 months, buy people foodstuffs. How many people will you buy foodstuffs for? How many people? How many people will you pay money to? Are there Nigerians that are more Nigerians than the other Nigerians? Let's assume that I benefit for 1 month. You benefit for 1 month. What happens the next month? Very big questions. Now, the next question is, this money is about to be shared. Is the government going to send this monies to farmers in order to subsidize food directly from farmers and the traders? So that when you go to buy rice, rice is cheap. Everybody will benefit. Whether you're buying a cup of rice, whether you're buying a bag of rice, whether you're buying a rubber, it's still affordable. How about that? Are they going to subsidize beans? Are they going to subsidize Gary? These are the areas that the government should be paying attention to. Go to the source, subsidize from farmers directly, so that when these goods come to the market, it's affordable, it's cheap. Let this particular subsidy get to all Nigerians and not some Nigerians. Because some people will say, well, this is another way to loot money. And I don't blame anybody who's going to say that. Because it's obvious. Who is keeping records of the people benefiting from this particular program? How are we going to get the register? Is it voters register? Is it NIM register? So how are we going to take record of the people who are benefiting? Big questions being asked and none answered. Cost of transportation is high. Is the government doing anything to manage that area effectively? Or are they trying so hard not to upset the masters? Because Dangote just came out yesterday to complain about what's really happening in the oil sector. So what are the questions being asked and how many is being answered by the government? Port Harcourt refinery is still not functioning. Remember that the government promised that local refineries will start functioning and the cost of diesel and petrol will come down. And let me tell you, as soon as the cost of petrol and diesel comes down, the cost of food in the market will step down. But no, the government is not paying attention to the problem from the source. Let's assume that you benefit this month, I benefit this month, we're lucky to benefit. So what happens next? How excited are we going to be? Another question I'm going to ask you is, even if you have 50,000 naira with you right now, you get to the market, what will you buy for you? What will you buy for you? You know what the cost of food is now in the market. So these are very big questions being asked. These are big questions not answered. The government is putting out a program for 3 months. What happens after 3 months? What is the promise after 3 months? Is it that after 3 months, the cost of diesel and the cost of petrol will come down and inflation will drop? Is it that after 3 months, there's something that the government is setting on motion that after 3 months of this particular program, that things will get to normal, so people should just manage for the next 3 months? What promise is the government making that after 3 months of disbursing 155 billion naira and not that things are going to get better? What is the government really saying? These are questions being asked and questions not answered. Will the government now roll out another 200 billion to share? These are questions that needs to be asked. Nigerians don't need you to buy them food. Nigerians need you to set them up in a way that they can afford to buy food. Yeah. Nigerians don't need you to buy them food. They want you to set them up in order for them to afford to buy food. Nigerians are hardworking people. They just want opportunities open for them. Okay? Get the industries in, boost investor confidence. Okay, create an environment for businesses to thrive. See what is happening with Dangote. It's an embarrassment. The government should solve the problem from the source. If you want to subsidize on food from the source. Let everybody go to the market and buy for themselves affordable things. And not give money to some people who you think are better than some other people. That is just what I'm saying. It's as simple as that. That's sharing of money. And Buhari have done this thing for the past 8 years and it didn't work. Nobody understood how the money was shared. Nobody even cared at some point. Now, it started again.